Hello again, everyone. This is me, Chinatsu. So it's been a while since I moved to Australia. It's been almost 8 or 9 years, which is insane. Honestly, I was just a kid. I was just a teenager back in my country. I do not have a proper job experience back in Japan. Well, technically it's not true though, because I was an English tutor for a little bit, just for a small after-school thingy. I also worked for one dodgy non-profit organization as well. Obviously, I didn't know that what they were doing was a little sketchy at that time. I started working out there and I was like, what they are doing is a little dodgy. I can't stay here too long. So that's why I decided to leave that company. I guess I made a good decision, didn't I? Anyway, I feel like there are quite a few things that I have learned in Australia as a grown-up, not as a kid anymore. I'm pretty excited to talk about it because this is something like only me can talk about it, right? So everyone has got a different experience and everyone has got a different perspective, and that's the beauty of life, isn't it? So let's put English aside today. Today's video is all about my experience in Australia, especially if you're keen to move overseas someday, or if you want to move to Australia someday. This story will be really interesting. So I hope you enjoy this video. As always, if you've got any questions or comments, please leave it down below. Let me hear what you have to say. All right, let's get right into it. First of all, I really need to talk about the interview that I had a few years ago. It was 2016 or even 17. I don't remember exactly. When I just moved to Melbourne, nothing was going well. Number one, I hated the share house. I used to share one place with 5 other Japanese girls. And when you move overseas, it's not that easy to find someone from your country, right? So I was like, okay, I can share one place with Japanese people so I can talk about just random stuff in Japanese, and basically it's a community, isn't it? I was kind of excited about it, but all the girls, I would say most of the girls, they were not friendly to each other. Probably they were too busy. They were too indifferent to each other. I was like, hey, we've got a community here. Let's support each other. Let's be nice to each other. I don't remember their faces at all. We were sort of like completely strangers. I just moved to Melbourne, so I didn't know anyone. I was feeling a little lonely as well. So that share house was like, it was just a pain. And another thing was my room was literally like a shoebox. I was living in a shoebox. And when I had a look at the place, I was like, that would do. There is a bed and there is a desk to study, so it will be okay. So I was sort of in a rush to find a place. It was not comfortable, obviously, so I didn't like that. Another thing was I struggled to find a job. Even though I applied for so many jobs, I didn't get any phone calls or nobody emailed me. I don't know, confidence level or whatever it's called, it was sort of just going down slowly. I was like, is that because I'm not good enough? Is that because my skill is not good enough? Is that because I'm Japanese? I started losing my confidence just to survive in Australia. I ended up being jobless for over 6 months, I would say. And then I was actually running out of money, and I called my uncle, not my dad, because I didn't want to upset him. I called him and hey, I'm kind of running out of money. Do you mind transferring some money to my bank account? And then he said, yeah, I can do that, but you know what? If things are not going well, you can come back here anytime. We are here waiting for you. I cried a little bit and then I said, look, thank you for saying that, but I can't go back home because I don't want to do the same mistakes like I did before. I'm happy to talk about it a bit later or probably in another video. I tend to quit very easily. I left uni, and actually when I was doing a working holiday back in Sydney, I went back home because I was like, oh, I don't want to do this. I can't do this anymore. So I'm a quitter, right? Not this time. So I just wanted to hang in there a little longer. After that call, I don't know, it was like a miracle though. I received an email from one company. I was looking for a job in retail at the time because I have experience in that industry. So the company is actually not one brand. They were sort of like a recruitment company. They hire a bunch of people and they allocate people to specific brands. I don't remember exactly what is written, but it said like, do you want to work for famous brands such as Michael Kors, Chumi, Japanese, and Bath & Body, American, and so on. I was like, look, I don't care. It doesn't matter who I work for. I need a job. So I decided to hit that interview. It was sort of like a life-changing kind of experience. Interview was at a bar, at a venue. As soon as I stepped into that venue, I was like, I can't do this. I don't belong here. Because all the girls, they were all girls except the people who work for that company. They were all fabulous. They were all beautiful. And I felt like out of place. I didn't tell you this. So the brands were such as Michael Kors, Chumi, and there was another brand that all the girls wanted. In that venue, that was Victoria's Secret. The job was not for like a modeling job or something like that, but all the girls, they were dressing nice and makeup was perfect. So they were just flawless, beautiful girls. And you might call it superficial, but personally, I believe in the power of makeup and self-care and skincare, that kind of stuff. So I don't deny it, but it was too intimidating for me. Probably not for you guys, but I look like 19 years old in Australia. I can't do this. I don't think I can get a job here. Well, the interview was a bit weird. And there was a venue and then there were like 5 tables and all the girls were sitting up there. So there was a guy, I still don't know who that was exactly. He gave a long speech. Probably he's a founder. He gave a long speech and he talked about what it's like to work in retail, customer service. And when I look around, all the girls are fabulous and they looked so confident. The interview was a bit weird as well. We, of course, introduced ourselves and we did like a role play kind of thingy. Honestly, I don't remember what we did. How I was feeling was, it was very, very intimidating. I needed a job, so I need to get that job, right? I need to stand out in that group. All the beautiful girls, but still, I have to stand out. I can't blend in. I need to do my best. I need to stand out. And of course, I need to be myself. I have to present myself in the best way. Funny thing happens. Even though I was kind of scared at that time, I felt like probably for the very first time in my life, I wanted to be different. I wanted to be accepted as the way I am. Because when I was younger, I was always like, oh, I wish I could look like the girl from that magazine. I wish I've got like round, bigger eyes. Oh, I wish my skin color was a bit lighter. Or I wish my nose was, looking a bit, taller or whatever. To win that job over those beautiful girls, I was like, I need to be just me and just stand out. I forgot to tell you one thing. So most of the girls, they were actually internationals like me. I could see it from how they looked, like their hair color and skin color and eye colors and stuff. And also I could see it from their English, obviously. And also we introduced ourselves as a whole group, not in our group, but like everyone, probably 40 girls altogether. I could see that they've got a different background and they've got all different experiences in their lives. And I just realized that, wow, all those girls, they were confident and they were fabulous because they accept it as the way they are. They have confidence inside. So it's not only how they look, but also they are proud of what they have got. Honestly, it's not fair to bring up Japanese culture here because number one, I've been away from Japan for a long time. So probably beauty standard and that kind of stuff is changing. Probably it's getting a bit better. And number two is it's not like, oh, I wish there was more diversity in Japan because Japan has got its own culture, right? That's the beauty of that country. And I'm not saying that, oh, I wish Japanese people look more different. It doesn't make sense, right? I just felt like, oh, I wish there was more understanding towards diversity back in my country because again I grew up in a very small town, very conservative, and I would say there was no like diversity around that town. Being different was always scary, like not even only how we look but also how you think or what you do as well. If you're different, oh, you are weird, you are strange, you are creepy. But in Australia, because we can feel diversity anywhere, even in the city, suburb, or at work, or probably at the shopping center. The interview has taught me it's okay to be different. You can be beautiful, you can feel beautiful. It's up to you how you see it. Because especially I'm a girl, I'm a woman, and I guess we tend to kind of get self-conscious. Am I correct, ladies? Actually, I struggled a lot when I was a kid because, how I look is quite different. Even like I've been making videos for YouTube for a long time and I get quite a few comments saying that, hey, look at your eyebrows. Your eyebrows are too thick, or your eyebrows look like weird. Well, honestly, I don't care. I feel like, oh, thank you for acknowledging my eyebrows. I love them. But when I was in Japan, I was not happy about them because people say, wow, what are they? Like, which one is your eye? Something like that. Especially at that interview, diversity in that group, in those girls, it has taught me something probably I couldn't learn back in my country. Well, even like some people might call it superficial. What they care about is only how they look. But we deserve to feel beautiful. We deserve to be confident with ourselves. And I struggled a lot when I was younger. So the beauty in that room kind of motivated me, and I still feel it in me. So yeah, this is something like I wanted to talk about it. That is something like probably I wouldn't be able to see it back in my hometown. So I'm really grateful for this opportunity and feeling diversity with my own skin. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that Japan is boring. Japanese people are so stubborn and they don't understand beauty standard and that kind of stuff. I repeat again, I wish there was more understanding towards diversity. I mean, in us, like it doesn't matter where we're from actually, because there's always like issue about beauty standard, and I know a lot of girls still struggle with that. So, but yeah, I hope you get what I meant in this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. I did my best. I hope my story made sense. Thank you for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, if you enjoyed this story, please give me a thumbs up. If you've got any questions or comments, please leave it down below. I would love to hear what you have to say. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, you're more than welcome to as well. Hopefully, I can see you guys in the next video soon.